Hey guys, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons, where inside this circuit assembler machine here, we have 40 LV circuits. To get all of these circuits though, it did take quite a bit of crafting. Hopefully it will be enough for what we have planned today. But last episode, we finally got our electric blast furnace up and running, and started to produce our first ingots of aluminium. We finished off weighing on alumina dust and cryolite, which should now have had enough time to centrifuge here. And we just need to pick up 10 ingots for the quest. We have 9 currently, let's get one more smelted. Although yeah, as we saw last episode, there is still a few issues with power and this steam setup. There is our 10th aluminium ingot, and we unlock MV tier. But we are not quite ready to jump straight into the MV. The plan for the start of this episode is to get rid of these weeds. Oh, we got a new crop here as well. Pumpkin? Interesting. Yeah, the plan for the start of this episode is to set up an automatic crop farm for wood bonsais, which will feed our boilers over there. And to do that, we're going to use something called the Crop Harvester from IC2. Previously, we were gated by the requirement for aluminium ingots. But we do have a bunch of crafting here to start us off. I think maybe besides a few more ingots of aluminium, we've got everything else. We'll have to make up some more MV circuits. Yeah, the rest is just going to be a lot of steel and copper, which I did go mining for between episodes. Okay, so what I like to do when I'm crafting something like this is have a chest to put all the items in. The electric pistons, I remember crafting up those a few days ago. There we are. Need one of these things. Conveyor module, we should have a spare. There it is. 2 LV robot arms. I know for sure we don't have these, but we do have the circuits for them. Alright, after a bit of gathering, this should be 32 electric motors. Or no, 16. I miscounted. Yeah, no, 16, that's right. Yeah, we were just missing some more iron rods. That takes us up to 37. We're going to use 2 of these, or 4 of those, to make robot arms. And the maths is so accurate this afternoon. There is the LV sensor, which completes all the LV components we need for this craft. We are missing our MV stuff. 12 of our first aluminium ingots is going to be run through the bending machine for plates. And we can use 8 of these plates to craft our very first MV machine casing, which may or may not be a quest. We may need the machine hull. Oh, I didn't account for this extra aluminium plate. Yeah, we're going to be one short here. But yeah, we do indeed need the machine hull, which is a quest. Alright, that leaves the 2 aluminium sense blades. And I don't think we want to use all of the LV circuits. Let's maybe go for 12 MVs. That'll leave us with 13 LVs to work with. Assuming we have enough diodes for this. Oh yeah, we got 20 diodes from before. Actually, the MV circuit recipe calls for 2 diodes per circuit. But now that we've unlocked the MV tier, we can just buy these things with technician coins, which is exactly what we're going to do here. It gives us 8 diodes per quest. We already got the molten solder and alloy in the circuit assembling machine, so we need our diodes, some circuit boards, 24 electronic circuits, and 24 copper wire. And well, there we have it, our crop harvester. Although we haven't unlocked the quest yet for it, we're going to pick it up later on for that. So now that we have this thing, we have to think about where we're going to place this. And my original thought was to put it over on this side of the coke ovens, since we want to pipe it into these things. Although pollution is a factor we have to consider here, maybe that isn't such a good idea. So I may have got a bit carried away with this, but I decided that this is going to be our location for the farm, although I am fully expecting to maybe have to move this thing, which is why I didn't go too crazy with the building on the edges here. Plus I'm still not sure exactly how this area is going to expand. But yeah, check this out. We got our crop harvester set up, we got our battery buffer on top to power it. For the time being, just one small lithium battery in there, holding 100,000 EU. And since we got the solar panel last episode, we put it to good use right here. We have access to the sky for power. And originally I had all of this just vanilla dirt, but I've switched to using this garden soil. It's fairly easy to make actually, just some dirt and sand along with seed oil, which we can get from fluid extracting any type of seed. But yeah, these are just default stats spruce bonsais. So this farm has only been running about 30 minutes since I went to the nether to pick up some glowstone, which is what these strips are down here. In fact, we can probably remove the torches. And I missed a piece of glass up here. But yeah, it hasn't been running too long and we already have a backlog of 1.7k logs. Oh, and I just trampled the crops here. Yeah, I forgot you can't run over this stuff. You may also have noticed that I did fill in the rest of the coke ovens with their covers. So we have the conveyors and the pumps on each of these fluid and item pipes. So that means all of the coke ovens we have here are now hooked up to this whole system and producing us a nice amount of creosote oil. Look at all this creosote we're backlogging now, almost 1 million. Although that won't last very long with these boilers running. One last thing we still need for this setup is a void upgrade for the sapling drawer. I don't want this to fill up and then for the farm to stop. Although as far as I can tell, we can't have access to the void upgrade until we get an MV bending machine. I did just realise though that we could use the void upgrade from Java barrels. A void chest? Yeah, this is just regular obsidian plate. We could probably invest in this and I'll swap this out with a barrel instead. But we don't want to void all of these saplings. This is going to be useful actually. We can possibly brew it into biomass or maybe even plant balls. So yeah, there's still an extra 3 slots up here for spaces for coke ovens. I don't know if we're going to need them, to be honest. I may just plug up the holes in the ceiling there. And I still have to find a way to connect this part up to this part of the roof. But we may end up doing something on this roof space later on anyway. So I am aware that we are spending quite a lot of time buffing up that Steam setup. The last thing we need to finish that setup off, apart from the void upgrade, is this RS Latch to control our boilers. And we briefly looked at this a couple of episodes ago. It's not quite as simple as just crafting a few redstone components. Where is it here? I think it's the cathode. Yeah, these circuit plates. We need a forming press, precision laser engraver, and also a red lens, I realised. Alright, so I've been doing a bit of crafting here. And the first machine we're going to build out of this list is actually the sifting machine. And the reason that we need a sifting machine is we need a flawless ruby, or any sort of red gem. So normally the sifting machine only takes purified ore, which means that we also need the ore washing plant. However, the quest for the sifting machine actually gives us a choice reward, and we're going to grab the 64 purified ruby here. Also, I know that a lot of you guys were surprised to see me using ruby for the silicate wool last episode through the alloy smelter. We got plenty of ruby. Just not purified. But yeah, what the sifting machine is going to give us is a chance at exquisites. Yeah, 3% chance out of a full stack. I mean, we're bound to get 1, right? Otherwise, we have to make an ore washing plant. Alright, we're going to let that run for now. We can also pick up the forming press, which will be used for the circuit plates. I don't think this is a quest. Oh, it is a quest. Well, the last machine that we do need is the laser engraver. I was gonna go ahead and craft the LV one, but if we look at our MV tab of the quest book, we are gonna need specifically an MV or above tier to be able to craft these integrated logic circuits, which we definitely need later on. So even though it will be a stretch to get this thing, we have the MV circuits. Even though it will be a stretch, I think we should probably look at getting one of these MV ones instead of wasting the materials on the LV one. Well, in any case, we have to make the electric motors at MV tier, which instead of copper wire is going to take 2x copper nickel wire. We should have some more copper nickel built from when we made our coils. We need also magnetic steel rods instead of magnetic iron rods. And since I don't think there's a crafting recipe like the magnetic iron here with the redstone, we are going to need to make the polarizer. I think we can get away with doing this at LV. And this machine can go quite near the lathe. I think we'll put it up here. Yeah, plug it into our power supply here and connect the wires. Oh wait a second, that was close. I almost wait, this is 2x wire. Yeah, we're working on 4 here. Oh, that could have been an explosion, I think. Yeah, we want a 4x 10 cable. Okay, so with this I guess we'll do some more iron rods and we'll start doing these steel rods as well. This is definitely going to save a lot of redstone. Next part for the MV motors is more aluminium rods. We are going to have to get our blast furnace going, but instead of using this raw aluminium, I think we'll actually switch to using this alumina dust, which is half the processing time and means that we can get more aluminium for less steam usage. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that tank. You can even see it go down, it's that fast. But we do already have some to make into rods. Yeah, we had to manually turn this boiler back on, and I've actually started to receive the first effects of our pollution. It actually got a small debuff there for around a minute or so. But yeah, you can see how quickly this thing sips creosote oil, which is why we definitely want to control this thing with the redstone. But the other part we need for the laser engraver is the 2 pistons, which is a lot more aluminium, and also the MV emitter, which takes electrum. We have 1 electrum here, I think from a Thaumcraft chest, but 1 is not going to be quite enough for us. We can just alloy some gold and silver though. Oh, it gives us 2, nice. Well, here we have it, our first MV motors. Which unlocks more of you're going to hate this in MV2. And for this laser engraver, I believe we need 2 pistons and 1 emitter. There's our 1 MV emitter. Oh right, we're missing the circuits, yeah. There we go. And the first MV electric pistons. You're gonna hate this? Actually, I'm not hating this. I quite like all the microcrafting. It's just very, very time consuming. 1 more machine casing to make our next MV machine hull. And just to double check, this is a retrieval task, so yeah, we don't have to have the quest unlocked to have to craft it later on. But we should now be able to craft our laser engraver. This is an investment in the future, so to say. But since we don't have any way to generate MV power right now, we're going to pick up this low voltage transformer, which will allow us to, and also pick up a quest, which will allow us to convert LV power into MV. And the only place where we can do that at the moment is next to this blast furnace. We need to be very careful when working with transformers like this. So I did do a backup just to make sure we don't have any explosions. So really we only need this for the 1 recipe. This MV machine is definitely not going to stay here. But we'll place the low voltage transformer, change this to transform up. So now, small dot is the input, right? Yeah, it says on the tooltip input. Okay, I think we're safe to connect this up. I think so. And the same on the other side. MV machine on the output port here. No explosions? No, we're good. Okay. The question is, do we have the ruby from the sifter though? Yes, we do. We have 3 exquisite ruby. Perfect. We're going to send this through the lathe to make our lens. And we can put the lens inside our MV laser engraver here, along with some red alloy foil. Oh, that's a cool machine. I do like that a lot. Nice. This gives us etched low voltage wiring. I'm going to make a few of these, I think. Thankfully, the laser lens here does not get consumed in the process. And the very last step is going to be to hook up our forming press here. I think we'll just place it above our cannon machine. Hook up the wires. And we can press the low voltage wiring with some stone plates. Wow, this was a process just to get some circuit plates here, right? Oh, we can make lamps with these. Oh, interesting. This may be, yeah, we may actually end up investing in these things. But what we want with these is conductive plates. It just takes some molten redstone through the assembler. And then we do that in various configurations to give us the RS Latch. Alright, we got all the components crafted and the redstone is hooked up. I've been doing a bit of testing with this new setup. But basically we're still reading the comparator signal from the valve of the tank. Except now we are splitting it 2 ways. The first one has 4 blocks of redstone before it hits a NOT gate, which effectively just inverts the signal. And that is then fed into one input side of the RS latch. The other input side on the left, I can actually tell left from right today, is connected to the other side of the comparator signal, which has 15 redstone dust before it hits a repeater. I had to add in this repeater here since I was having issues with this RS latch actually powering the redstone backwards and effectively locking the system on. So the boiler settings on the cover here, the machine controller is disabled with redstone, so that when it's given a signal it will stop itself, which is the state we're in right now. And we also have this extra red alloy wire, which just runs underneath and is going to connect to the second boiler controller, which is going to sit right here. But yeah, effectively what this whole system will do is turn the boilers on when we have around 20% steam, and then turn them off again at 90%. Just going to hook the solar boilers back up, and I think we can actually call this system good for now. Yeah, this should be able to run on its own, and we're already feeling the effects of pollution. I've had debuffs here while this thing is running, so I'm not sure how that's going to be long term. But crucially, we don't have to come over here and hit this with our hammer or monitor the steam whenever we're running the blast furnace there. Alright, with the boiler set up, I noticed there was actually a quest for this, which will explain how this actually works. It's under the tips and tricks, and the item rewards for this thing is 2 LV loot bags enchanted with fortune 3. I think all loot bags you can enchant yourself, but it's nice that it gives us this just straight up. Let's see what we get here. Mining pipe, we're gonna need that for oil. A simple PCB, diesel cells, and a hamburger. I think this mining pipe is actually quite easy to, I mean it's a fair amount of steel to be using. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. We have also got some other quests in LV. I wonder if we've unlocked the LV to MV quest bag trade. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so how many LV bags do we have? A total of 10. Yeah, these are stone and steam age. You know what? Let's trade some of these in for some MV bags. Some duct tape. I think that this we can use on the maintenance hatches instead of clicking it with all of our tools. But to be honest, that's not great. These things are not that difficult to make. Let's do it again. Redstone torches. One more. Red wheat seeds. Alright, those rewards were awful. That is that is awful. Wait, we got 3 more for the you're gonna hate these quests. Oh, and 2 motors. Mushroom stew. Oh, why did I even bother? Hey, you shouldn't be up there. I missed. He doesn't even see me. I think I got him. Dark spot on top of the tank. I mean, not that it really matters because this place is all exposed anyway, but so it's quite easy when you're at this stage of the game to get quite comfortable. And I've definitely fallen into that trap a few times, but we have to keep pushing forward here. So I think the next machine we're going to want is the extruder. This is going to allow us to make much cheaper recipes once again for a lot of the components we've been missing. One of those being the aluminium gears. It takes it from a 3 ingot cost just to a 1 ingot cost. And we already had the circuits made up for this. I made another piston, and there is our advanced extruder. It seems that for the quest though, we need all of these extruder shapes. Some of them we may already have. To get each one of these extruder shapes, we need the casting form from the blank cast, from aluminium brass, from aluminium and copper. So all of that aluminium gravel that we had, well, I put this through our steam grinder, which I believe doubles it. Yeah, we're going to put some of it through the forge hammer. We may end up investing in an ore washer specifically for aluminium. I'm not sure if that's going to be worth or not. Oh, and our centrifuge is still tied up here. Yeah, this chest was full, and I think it's taken 24 hours to get through all of this dust. I might have taken a few stacks out, but yeah, this thing is slow. So we're just going to wash it in the cauldron. We bypassed the bauxite, but we're going to need a lot of that later on. And this small amount of dust will melt in the smeltery, and we can begin casting all of the casts here. 18 in total is the number we need. Alright, you ready? We got the bottle, the ingot, the rotor, small gear, normal gear, casing, the block, rod, plate mold, the bolt, ring, wire, tiny pipe, small pipe, large pipe, and huge pipe. And now we cast with steel. Oh, we may not have enough steel for this. Oh no, we do. We have 200 steel here. Nice. Yeah, we haven't been using too much steel recently since I've been taking so long for this for this Steam setup. But now that we're going to be crafting all the MV machines, and just more machines in general, I feel that the steel supply is not going to last very long. Alright, so we got the extruder plus all of the shapes. We're going to need a way to power this though. And for now, since we need it more than the laser engraver, this thing is going to go a journey. We do need to start thinking about where we're going to place our MV machines. And we do want them nearby to the steam, so I'm thinking actually that we line them up along this way, and we curve this building around. We are also going to have to get into some chemical processing in MV, mainly for things like polyethylene. So we've got all of that to look forward to. So I think all the chemical processing is going to go this way. But if we're going to start building a lot of MV machines, we do need a way to power them. And since we've built up steam so much, we're going to use the advanced steam turbines. And to craft up some of these things, we're going to need some bronze rotors. But now that we have our extruder, very, very loud machine. But yeah, I think technically the rotors are more efficient if we do it in fluid form. Instead of extruding for 5 ingots, we can actually use the fluid solidifier for 4. No, it's like 4.5 ingots here. So we'll eventually switch to the fluid method, but the extruder there still trumps crafting it manually. I mean, look at that for a recipe, otherwise. This recipe also calls for some steel fluid pipes, but we can save 3 steel ingots doing it this way. Instead of using the 6 plates before, we can just use 3 regular steel ingots, and this should give us the advanced steam turbine. Okay then, one more loot bag. Some salt. Yeah, I'm kind of salty at the loot bags. So we now have a way to power the MV machines. Of course, one is not going to be enough, but we don't quite have enough aluminium yet. I've started to lay out here the room layout for how we're going to expand this place. What I'm thinking here is we have this as a walkway. I want it to be quite wide, and then I think we'll cap the machines around this height, and then again the main ceiling will be much, much taller. Maybe we'll put some things up there as well. But yeah, ideas are flowing. This is the fun part. But it's going to take some time for me to figure this out, so I think we're going to wrap things up here. I didn't have quite as much time to play today. You guys said a couple of episodes back that you would prefer more frequent uploads, so yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do here. Still trying to breed the sugarcane here. I'm not having much luck. Unknown seeds. Oh yeah, we still have to build that scanner, don't we? It's another read. Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to do some building and prepare for the MV Age next episode. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all soon for some more Gregtech New Horizons.